So we're gonna do this sort of, someone sliced my face, they kind of pulled the underneath of my skin on my under my eye, kind of gory look. If you guys want a tutorial for the makeup I have on this video, just let me know. But let's get started by pulling our hair back with the little pin, like I'm doing so right now. And then you're gonna take some liquid latex. This is like my handy dandy liquid latex that I will use forever because I love it. I got this at the Halloween store. And then I'm just gonna use a disposable sponge because you don't want to ruin a beauty blender on this look because it ain't worth the money, girl. Now I put some on the back of my hand and I'm gonna do a little bit under my eye. I should have did it a little bit lower because it started to burn and my eye started to cry. So yeah, I should have did it a little bit lower. I'm gonna start off doing a couple thin layers, and in between every layer I'm gonna let them dry just so that it dries a lot faster, because if you do too many layers at a time and you don't let them dry, it takes forever for it to freaking dry. Now here I am wiping away my tears because I told y'all it'd be burning and burn my eyeballs. So be careful that if you're too sensitive to this, don't do it near the eye. But if you're a real G like me, then go ahead and do it there. And then you saw at the end of my very good acting skills, she sliced me in the face, and that's where we're gonna do that slice on the cheek. We're gonna do a thin line of liquid latex just going up on the cheek. And we're gonna let these dry, and again we're gonna do 2 to 3 coats and let them dry in between. And yeah, it takes like a couple minutes to dry. Now it kind of looks gross when it's drying, so that's pretty much what's gonna look when it's pretty almost dry. And we're gonna take some tweezers, but before that we're gonna take your foundation and we're gonna cover up the white latex because it doesn't look that good without the foundation over it. So here I'm using my Bare Skin by Bare Minerals in number 9 and number 11 because they're not my colors, but I tried to make them my colors. But yeah, I love this foundation though when I'm darker. But I just grabbed whatever was in front of me to cover up that white sort of latex nasty line. And I'm just using a Real Techniques sponge to smooth it over. Doesn't have to be perfect because again we're gonna cut it up and put some blood on it. Now taking those tweezers, you want to gently make a hole in the latex. Now my mistake here was that I used the tweezers to poke holes through the whole latex, so it ended up kind of lifting off a part of my the scar. So I took some spirit gum in the end and glued it back on. Here I finally grabbed the scissors and started making incisions. Now be very careful with scissors because you don't want to cut yourself. Have your parents help you if you're not allowed to play with scissors, you know. See here I took the spirit gum, I got that at the Halloween store as well, and I just put a little bit where the latex lifted off so it would stick back to my face. And continue to cut your wound. See how it's like flapping over like your skin's falling out? Girl, it's nasty. So finally we are going to be taking the tweezers to the eye area. Now you want to be really careful because the skin under your eye is very sensitive, so you want to be extra gentle here. And it took me a couple minutes to start lifting off the latex because I didn't want to pull on my skin too roughly. And then I finally take my nails and like start pulling back the skin little by little because you don't want to make holes inside of the or on the latex, and you want to make it look like your skin is like drooping off, like sort of gross. Very gross. You want to make it very gross and make it look like it's like melting off, or like someone peeled your skin back and it's exposing the first layer. Yeah, just like that, like disgusting. Taking my BH Party Girl palette, this is like my favorite palette for Halloween. I'm taking the red and the pink and I'm just gonna color inside the wounds. Now mostly I'm concentrating the red bright color because it's a more fresh wound than a wound that's been sitting for a while, so that's why I chose only pink and red to make it look a little bit more fresh. And I'm gonna start fading it out where the latex is, so it looks a little bit more gross. Now the same thing I'm doing, I'm coloring inside the flaps of the latex so it looks a little bit more disgusting. We want to make it disgusting. We don't want to look cute for Halloween. We could look cute the whole year round, but for Halloween we want to look gross. Then I'm taking a little bit of purple and blue and fading that out towards the cuts, so it looks a little bit more realistic. And then I faded in on the other scar as well. Taking some fake blood. I bought this at Target for $6 and it's a huge tub. With the Q-tip, I'm only going to be putting it mostly inside of the cut. Now this says don't put it near your eye, so don't put it inside of your eye if you because it said you shouldn't, so you shouldn't. Now I put a lot of the blood like inside of the little flap, so it looks like there's a lot of like a reservation of blood inside of there, sort of thing. And then I put a little bit on the edges of my scar or wound, and then I put it in the little scar we have on the side of our mouth as well, so it looks a little bit grosser, nasty, realistic. And these are the final steps I did. I did put like a little drop of blood, pretending I was crying blood, because they did slice me up. And that was the final look, guys. I hope you enjoy it. It's like my favorite time of the year to make disgusting Halloween videos. So if you guys liked it, give it a thumbs up, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.